Hi internet. I apologize for my messy setup. My life is kind of a mess right now. So, messy life, messy room, whatever the fuck they say. But I've been sitting here for like 4 or 5 hours now debating whether to make this video or not. And I have come to the conclusion that I want to make this video. I woke up this morning feeling really like used up and taken advantage of and gross and just dirty. So I'm not just gonna sit here and like talk about my problems because I did that in the last video. So I will be talking to you about my toxic friendship that I finally got out of while shaving my fucking face. Like, I need to get all this fucking negativity, all of this bullshit out of the fucking way. I need to start fucking clean. So I am literally gonna shave my whole entire face today and hopefully not shave off my eyebrows. This video isn't to bash her. This video isn't to put hate out there. It's to literally just share my fucking story. So if anyone has a problem with that, you can fuck off, because I'm shaving my fucking face no matter what. I'm not going to say any names. I'm not gonna give any clear hints of who she is, but I will tell you like our experiences together. I will go in depth. Okay, pause. I forgot to say it in the video, but I'm editing right now, and the reason why I was scared of making this video is because from our relationship, I know that when they get angry, they do rash decisions, but their rash decisions are like pretty fucking violent. Like, they will literally go and destroy your car or fucking destroy your house. But I'm not afraid of that because I have security cameras everywhere. I have a huge security code in my apartment. I'm parked right in front of the fucking security camera. So if she even tries to fucking do anything, bitch, I'm watching. And also previously her and her family has sued me and my family in the past. Like maybe like 2-3 years ago, they sued me and my family. So that's also another reason why I didn't want to post this video, in fear of being sued, in fear of my car being trashed, in fear of my house getting fucking spray painted on or fucking something. So yeah, that was just another little disclaimer. But I won't tell you specifically who it is because I don't want her to receive any hate. I don't want her name to even be anywhere near me anymore. So this is kind of my closure to her. So it's like, I'm never gonna talk about it ever again after this video, and I kind of need that right now. I literally have like 3 friends because I've been used so much in the past. I've been taking advantage so much in the past. I haven't ever really like opened up to anyone else in fear that this would happen again, so I kept my circle really small. Oh, usually I use Twinkle razors. I have literally 2 on my desk right now. Twinkle razors, they look like this, but my beauty store next to me didn't have Twinkle for some reason anymore. And Twinkle's literally fucking cheap. Like you can go to the 99-cent store. That's where I usually get them, but my beauty store usually stocked them, but this time they didn't. They had this kind, but it's just like a disposable eyebrow razor. I think it's the most sensitive to your face, so that's why I like to use it. So yeah. So at the beginning, let's start off with this because it'll end with this. So at the beginning, I was in my social media like first stages, you know. So I was known as Asian Crack Baby at this time. It started off on social media. Like, she was like, oh, like, she's so cool, I want to hang out with her, I want to like get to know her, blah blah blah. And so I let her in, I hung out with her, and we clicked like that. Like, we were like best friends instantly. Like, I wanted to be around her. We already had like inside jokes like the first day I met this girl. So right off the bat, like, I was like really already stuck with her to begin with. And so like flash forward like a couple fucking months, bro, like not even a year. Fast forward that time, I moved into her house, and at the time she was living with her mom and her dad. So I kind of just moved in with their family. I paid rent. I was literally just kind of her mom. Like, her parents are pieces of shit. They deserve to get fucking slapped. Because I feel like the majority of the reason why I've been through this is just because it was taught behavior from her parents, and it's like it's ingrained in your brain when it's taught to you from your parents. So I feel like you can change toxic personality traits, but you can't change toxic personalities. Like, the traits and your personality overall are two different separate things, in my opinion, allegedly. Anyways, let me go on. I don't have like a script, I don't have notes, so this is all like coming from my fucking brain. So sorry if I'm really scattered around the place, but I'm trying to condense 5 years of toxic fucking friendship into a short video. So I moved into her parents' house with her. We lived together for like a year or two. I was paying $200 a month first to sleep in a fucking bed, and then like 6 months fast forward, they start charging me $400 rent for staying literally in one tiny corner of the room. And I know like that isn't a big deal, but also I was like 16 years old at the time, so that's a lot of money to a 16-year-old girl. And maybe I'm over exaggerating on 16. I was probably like 17. Okay, I was like 17 years old, so I was a minor. And I remember that I was a minor because my parents tried to get me to go back home, and they threatened to call the cops on her family because they were housing a minor. So that's how I know I was a minor. But like, I always seemed to come back to them, you know? Like, I was on good terms with my family already, but something always drew me back in. Something always made me want to come back to her family and to be around them, and to hang around them. I don't know what fucking possessed it, but something fucking did. And during that time I was staying there, I drove a car. I was the only one out of our friends who drove, and so naturally, being the only friend having a car, I drove them everywhere. I bought her everything, like literally everything. I was literally her fucking mom. Her mom did not do her job while I was living there. I was the fucking mom. I picked her up from school almost every day. 4 times out of 5 times out of the week that she went to school, I went, took my time, used my gas, asked for no fucking reimbursement at all. I picked her up from school and would always, every single day, we would get something to eat after she gets out of school. And on top of that, I would take her to school the majority of the time. Maybe 3 times out of 5 times out of the fucking week, I would find it in my heart to wake up early to get this girl to fucking school, so she didn't have to walk and she didn't have to pay for Uber drivers, you know, because I understood the fucking struggle. I understand that Ubers are expensive and it fucking stacks up, and her parents weren't doing the work, so who was there? Her fucking friend. So I did all of that. Never asked for any reimbursement. Fast forward a couple months, I get into a really bad car accident on the freeway. This guy pulls up in front of me, and he just steps on his fucking brakes on the fucking freeway, and I was driving like 70-80 miles per hour. Honestly, I was driving probably like 90 miles per fucking hour. I'm like fucking Lightning McQueen when I drive. Like, I drive fucking fast. And so I was driving really fast. I didn't have enough time to hit the brakes. Or I did hit the brakes, but I still ended up hitting their car. So probably I hit their car at like maybe like 15-20 miles per hour. And so I literally did not dent the other person's car at all whatsoever. The people in there were not hurt. But on the other hand, me and my friends that were in the car, we got all hurt in some type of way. My car was starting to get on fucking fire, like it was smoking. I thought my car was gonna explode, but luckily it didn't. There was cracks in the windows, there was fucking like glass. It was just really bad, you know. It was a really bad car crash. I got this tattoo because of my car crash. So obviously after that incident, I didn't have a car anymore, right? And by the way, I've been doing that for her, like buying everything, driving, transporting everyone everywhere. I was fucking, like, I don't even, like, I was buying her clothes. Like, I was buying, like, shit for her to wear. Like, you know, like, I bought her, like, I was literally a mother. So even after this incident, I lost my car. I was spending like $400 a week on fucking Uber drivers to Uber places that I needed to go. And I specifically remember one time I asked her to drive me to Trader Joe's, a grocery store, if you don't know what Trader Joe's is. I asked her to drive me to Trader Joe's because I wanted to go buy food. I didn't have a car and I didn't want to spend $10 on an Uber to get there. So she's like, yeah, sure, I'll drive you. So she drives me. And I didn't expect her to ask for any sort of reimbursement because I never asked her for any sort of reimbursement. And as you can tell, I'm a broke fucking like teenager, right? I don't have my car anymore. I'm paying $400 a month for rent, and on top of that, I'm paying $400 a week on Uber drivers. So you can imagine at this point of a broke teenager, like, you don't have money. So I didn't expect her to ask me for any reimbursement because of everything that I've done for her, but she didn't view it that way. And so basically she threw a fit. Like, she didn't give me a warning, like she didn't give me a sign or anything. She didn't ask me to reimburse her. But one day I remember, I guess she had a fucking fit and she told her dad on me, and her dad came up to me and was like, hey, look, she's really fucking upset and you need to give her the gas money. You need to give her $20, $30, $40 of gas money from taking you to fucking Trader Joe's, was like 2 miles away, or get the fuck out, basically. Either you're gonna pay it up or you're gonna fucking leave, is basically what was said to me. And so I was like, really? Like, all this over like $30 fucking dollars? Like, okay, here. So I gave it to her, you know, and everything was okay again. So after this point, she started hanging out with a different group of friends that she met at a different school. And her friends wanted to hang out with me. They thought that I was really nice and they wanted to get to know me more. And I didn't have a problem with them. So I was like, sure, okay, let's hang out. And I feel like they were my age, by the way. She's younger, and I feel like she had this weird jealousy thing going on because she kept pushing me away from her friends. Like, I would ask to hang out with them, I would ask to go out with them, and most of the time I was declined. I was like, they were like, oh no, this is like a friends only type of party, you know? And so like, I was just like, okay. And then I stayed home, and that was like the majority of the time that she was friends with them. Fast forward another couple months, she gets a boyfriend, and I will always stand behind this. Like, I don't regret anything that I've said because everyone knows that it's fucking true, and I don't mind repeating it again. This guy is like, what, like fucking 25 years old, and she's like she's young, bro. Like, I'm 20 years old. She's younger than me. She's like 2 years younger than me, so you do the math. I'm not gonna say it, but he waited literally until she was 18 years old to say anything sexual to her and to instigate some type of sexual relationship with this girl. He waited until she was 18 years old legally to say anything of sexual nature to her. And ever since that she turned 18, they started to date, right? And so their relationship was fine and friendly and shit over time. She moved away for college and he lived in a different fucking state, you know, so they had a long distance type of thing. He would like get mad at her over like the stupidest shit. Like, he could hear a guy on the other line of the phone and he would literally get mad. He would tell her, he would legitimately tell her, hang up the phone. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Hang up the phone. And she would go and tell me this stuff, you know, like, this is very personal stuff, but you guys don't even know who I'm talking about, so I don't mind spilling the tea. After that happened, I did not like him. I did not like how he was treating her. And yes, I did initiate them meeting, but I didn't know it was gonna turn out like this. I didn't know what type of person he was really, because I've only met him literally like a day before that. I was unaware of the ride that this was going to take us all. You know, I didn't know he was this type of personality. He hid it very, very well. And this type of shit that she told me about him was really fucking trifling. And whenever I would say anything about it, whenever I would be like yo girl, like this is wrong, like that, he should never say that to you, he should never do that shit to you. And she would always be like, you know, he's just in a mood, like he'll get over it, he'll apologize, he'll send me a really sweet song, whatever the fuck that he does to drag her back into the fucking relationship, he does. Not only did he like put her through shit, but on top of that, he ghosted the bitch. So I was like, bro, like that shit's not okay. Like you can't just abuse someone mentally like that and just fucking ghost them just like that. And I think that's what triggered me, and that was my last straw, I guess. I ended up messaging him on Facebook. You can tell how old this is. I ended up messaging him on Facebook, and I wrote him a very, very strong, angry message. And I basically was like, you're a fucking creep, like you're old as fuck, like you're fucking disgusting, how dare you say this to her, how dare you do this to her, like, you know, like I was just going off because I didn't like how he was treating her. And I feel like as someone's best friend, you're kind of, I wouldn't say you're allowed to do it, but I feel like if it gets bad enough, you are in the right to say something if you want to say something. And I wanted to fucking say something because she wasn't gonna say anything, and he needed to get put in his fucking place, so I fucking did it. He sent me like, fuck you, you fucking stupid bitch, like like he was just saying really mean stuff. And I just remember the last message he sent me was that he told me that I had poor personal hygiene, which I don't know how the fuck he even got the information, because he didn't even know me well enough. He never lived with me, so how would you know how my personal hygiene is, you know? So like I was just like, okay. And he blocked me after that, so I wasn't able to, like, you know, continue the argument or anything. It was done. That was that. And I didn't talk to him again. I love shaving my nose. Fast forward another couple months, she ends up dropping out of school. Behind my back, by the way. She ended up dropping out of school. She never told me that she was even thinking about dropping out of school. She said that she was transferring, you know. So she did tell me beforehand that they were moving in together, you know, that she was flying to his state and that they were gonna move in together. And she told me she was gonna transfer to school in Florida and then live with him for like a couple months, because he was like in a different city that was like a couple hours away, so like she wouldn't be able to commute, basically. So basically her plan that she told me was that she was going to move to Florida with this boy, and then they were gonna live together for a couple months, and when school starts she's gonna move into her dorm, and he was either gonna follow her or just stay at home. That's what I knew. But a couple weeks later, when she actually gets there, she tells me that she dropped out of school, that she never transferred, and she basically like dropped her whole entire fucking life for this fucking ain't shit dude. And obviously I was mad at her. Like I was like, why would you do that? But again, I know the backlash I would have received if I said anything bad about him in front of her, so I kept my mouth shut. And I was basically like, you can do what you want to do, but I'm just saying that I don't like it. I'm just saying that, like, this shit don't add up to me. Like, you know, like this shit does not add up. We honestly like lose communication for a couple months, and like we stopped talking as much because she's with this new guy and he doesn't like me because of what I said to him in the past. And so like whenever my name popped up on his phone, it would trigger him, and that she would have to go into a different room, she would have to pretend to use the bathroom to talk to me. I wasn't allowed to talk to her in the same room as him, if that made any sense, until like a couple months afterwards, where I finally apologized to him and I was like, look, what I said was for her best intentions and I didn't mean it to affect you so poorly, but this was my thoughts and advice to her. Because I've been through really shitty relationships. I've been through this whole like degrading each other type of relationship and not letting each other see each like other genders and shit like that. I've been through that. So I was seeing the red flags from my past relationships in their relationship, right? So I was obviously gonna tell her, because like that's what a good friend does. Or in my opinion, if I was in a toxic relationship, I would want someone to tell me like, look, like I know people don't like to hear it, I know sometimes it's not your business, but as a good friend you should let them know, like, look, like this is bad, like you shouldn't be doing this because you don't deserve it. So that's what I was doing, and she didn't fucking like it. So I ended up apologizing to him, and then after that it was okay, but we still only talked like on and off. We would still send each other memes and shit, like on Twitter and on Instagram and whatnot, send each other like baby animal pictures and, you know, like really innocent stuff. And he was texting his ex, he was thirst following other bitches in front of her, you guys, and talking to them and interacting with them and giving them like his fucking, like, you know, like giving them his energy rather than giving her his energy, his own girlfriend that's living with him his energy. And I thought that that was whack, and I told her like, you should confront it. And she did confront it and just caused issues with them. Like their whole relationship is just like, that's a no from me. Like you know, like I was that one vine that was like, not on my watch, not on my watch, not on my watch. I was that type of friend that was very protective over her, and because I was the older one, so naturally I was really protective over her. Let's flash forward like another couple months, right? So they're living together, but they will come down to California. They'll come down to California together for holidays and shit, to come down here. And I think it was I can't tell if it was Thanksgiving or if it was Halloween. It was one of those type of months. But basically they came over because I had two, no, I already gave her the other pair. By the way, I've given this girl so much of my fucking clothes and so much of my shoes for fucking dirt cheap or for free. And I could have sold it for bank. I could have made money for myself and I could have profited. But she was my really good friend, so I gave it to her instead. So anyways, they came over because they wanted to buy my FTP shoes. And these FTP shoes, this is like brand new, by the way. I only wore them once and it was indoors, so they were literally brand fucking new. And they were pretty big on me, you know, so I didn't really wear them out, and that's why they were brand new. And I could have sold it for like $600, $700, but I didn't. I sold it to them for $100. That's below fucking retail. I sold it to them for that price, and on top of that they were like, oh, can I don't want to get the fee on Venmo to transfer my money into my bank, and it's gonna take a couple days. Do you think you can just give me $100 and I'll Venmo you $100? So they were literally using me as their fucking ATM. They came to my apartment and to see me in real life just to use me as an AT-fucking-M. Yeah, shady. Like, they've just been fucking shady to me. Like, everything just doesn't fucking add up to me. They literally only hit me up to hang out, just to use me. And in between those times, we would talk like normal, you know, we would talk like best friends. So I didn't see like a problem with it. I didn't see that this was actually happening to me, because I love this girl, you know, like she was my fucking best friend. So I didn't really think of these things like that. And I didn't really put it into perspective like that. I just thought like, hey, like I'm just doing what I would want my friend to do for me. My camera died and I had to go run some errands real quick, but my face was itchy, right? And I was like, why my face so fucking itchy? And so I look in the mirror, and I don't know if the camera's going to catch it. Hopefully it does. But it cut me. This shit cut me. And on top of that, it didn't even fucking take off my fucking hair. I still got a full-blown fucking mustache. I don't even know what I just did with that razor that I was using. I've been trying to find it for like the past like couple minutes now, but I can't find it for some reason. But this shit, this knockoff twinkle shit, don't fucking use it. Fantasy Cosmetics, I'm suing. I'm pissed. Everything's falling apart. Was it this one? You bitch that cut me? I think it was. This shit's sharp. So I guess I'm just gonna sit here and do the rest of this video like this. Because now my face is fucking cut. But, and also, like, her parents were really racist. Her parents were really degrading to me. At this point, I didn't really have a good relationship with my parents because I was doing drugs and I was going out a lot. And I was just being a bad fucking kid. I don't fucking blame them, you know? And so I was on my own. I left the house. I moved into their house because of this. And, they fucking housed me, you know? So, like, obviously I'm gonna fucking live there. Like, if you're gonna give me the advantage that I want, and you're gonna give it to me, and even though I have to pay rent, then I'm still gonna live there because I can do the shit that I want to do under your roof rather than under my mom's roof. She also claimed that I was a trust fund baby when we both know, and she knew that I was going through the struggles. Her family viewed me as a trust fund baby. They viewed me as I can take whatever from my mom's purse and I can go and do whatever the fuck I wanted. But they didn't know that I was actually making my own fucking money, selling clothes, going to thrift shops, selling it on Depop, finessing guys. Like, they don't know what I fucking did for that fucking money, you know? So I'm not a fucking trust fund baby. Ever since I was 16 years old, I got out of the house and I started making my own fucking money. So back to the point, a house was on sale on their street, and I remember that her mom went up to me, like, she said to my fucking face, and she said, hey, there's a house on sale down the street. Do you want to ask your dad if, like, you can buy it and then you and blank can live there together? Like that would be so much better. There would be so much more room in the house. Like, they literally fucking used me, bro. Like, their whole ass fucking family used the fuck out of me, and I feel fucking stupid for letting them use me. And that's why I feel so fucking bad, because I really trusted this girl. I really thought that this girl was not like the rest of her family, you know? I saw this fucking potential in this fucking girl. That's why I confided in her. That's why I fucking let her in so hard. That's why I fucking protected her in so many of these situations, because I saw myself in her a lot of the times. And you know, like, so it was like a little sister big sister type of relationship. I told you about the time that when they came down here to visit on a holiday to literally just buy my shoes that they wanted, that they didn't want to pay $600 for, and manipulated me into literally giving it to them for like $100. Like, I'm not even joking, you guys. Like, I literally told them face to face, I was like, you know, I can make like $600, $700 off these shoes. They're brand fucking new. They're not selling anywhere else. Like, I know my profit. Like, I know, I'm not fucking stupid. And I was like, at first I was like, $200. $200 are still getting a fucking deal. I only get like $50 profit off of it. And they were like, what? Like, I thought we were better friends than that. Like, really? Like, no homie discount? And blow, like, you know, like shit like that, to like make me fucking feel bad. Like, make me feel bad so that I would say yes to saying, okay, you can give me just $100 for these. And that's what I did, because they manipulated me into giving it to them for $100 and $100 only. The last time I saw her, I told you her family doesn't like me. I have bad relations with her family. When I moved out, it was a whole fucking epidemic. Like bro, like, I fucking blew the fuck up on all of them, and I fucking dipped. Like, I was like, fuck all of you guys. Give me my fucking shit. And at first they didn't give me my shit. And you know, like, I had to fight for my fucking shit, bro. I literally had to stand outside the fucking house, make a fucking scene so their fucking whole ass neighborhood can fucking hear the shit that they done to me, and then they gave me my shit. But But you guys, they didn't give me all of my shit. Like I told you, I lived there for like 2 fucking years. So I basically had like a house in there. Like you already see this shit? Like look at all that. That's not even half of my clothes. Like I had so much shit in their attic that I probably still have to this day that they still didn't give back to me, because you guys, because I found out recently that they have a separate private clothes selling account that they are selling my sentimental clothes on, like the clothes that they didn't give me back. They gave me a trash bag full of shit, and I looked through the shit, and yes, like 80% of it is my stuff, but there's another 20% in there that is not mine. That's like their fucking mom's, or like her fucking old ass fucking clothes. Like they literally use me as a fucking dumpster. Like I don't have the trash bag in my house. I have never taken it out of my car to this day because it's like a bad omen to me. Like I don't want it, you know? Like I'm about to go drive to fucking Savers and drop all that fucking shit off. Like I just want it gone. And so I was like, I saw that, you know, and I was like, damn, they must be really hurting for money. Like I had this really sentimental Supreme shirt, and it was the first ever Supreme shirt that I've ever bought in my whole entire life. And it was the Daniel Johnson "I don't want to go to school today" shirt, where there's like a little stick figure and he's holding a pizza, and it says it in like a little text bubble around his head. And that was the first ever Supreme shirt that I ever got and I ever bought for myself. And so that had sentimental place in my heart, and they didn't give it back to me. I know where that was in their house. I know it was hanging on the closet, and I know I stormed out of there and I probably left that shirt there, and they didn't give me it back. They hid it from me, and they hid this clothes selling profile from me, and they're selling my shit on there. And also I had this like monster jersey that, because I told you guys I had to like scrounge for fucking money, I had to go to Savers, I had to find fucking thrift shop items and sell it on my Depop, and I found this monster jersey, my Kawasaki monster jersey. She took that and she sold it on the fucking website, and now it's sold to Lil Aaron. And hi Lil Aaron, I love you, you're wearing my monster jersey. I didn't know that they were selling it to you, but I'm glad you have it now, and I'm glad it's in better hands. But yeah, so that happened too. What else fucking happened? Like there's just so much fucking fucked up shit. I think the most fucked up shit is them hiding my sentimental fucking clothes, like the clothes that I actually care about and would still wear to this day, but they hid it behind my back, and they're selling it for their own fucking profit off of on their own private fucking secret clothes selling page that I had to stalk to fucking find out. And that hurt me the most. Like when I saw that, that hurt me really bad. And during this type of our friendship, we were both working really like long hours. We had a lot of shit going on in our lives. It was just really like we would just talk back and forth like every other day. So that was our type of relationship at this point. We would send each other memes, we would send each other cute animal pictures on Instagram, on Twitter, but other than that, we wouldn't really talk, you know. And the last time I saw her, when she dropped that bag of clothes off to me, she told me that she can only see me in private because her parents know that she's going to go see me, and they didn't like it, and they kept talking shit. And her boyfriend didn't like her seeing me because he thought that it was weird that she kept hanging out with me for whatever fucking reason. You know what, whatever then, you know, like if you don't fucking feel comfortable, we can just text. And so I didn't take it really to heart. Like I don't give a fuck about that, that's not it. But the way that it was brought up and how it was executed was very poorly, and could have been done more constructively and better, but it just wasn't like that. I know she's younger, and I know I can't really put the blame all on her, but also like if I was her age, I would have done things differently too. So I don't know, you can't really put an age on toxic personalities. And so like I always felt like I was like a secret, so to speak, and she would go to my boyfriend's work, and he would give her discounts like on shoes and shit. And that was the only other times that I would see her too. It was to benefit her. It was to not just like be, hey, like how's it going, like what's going on in your life, like catching up, so to speak. It was, this is a transaction, I'm gonna make my transaction and I'm gonna leave, and I'm just going to make it up to you by sending you a meme on Twitter. And so that was our relationship at that point. And I already knew that our relationship was failing, but I was also in denial. I was like, you know what, I'm just being too sensitive, and it's just because we've been busy. We continue, and this shit keeps happening. Only talk to me when they need something from me. Only come around when they need something from me. And I didn't feel like that back then, but now that I sit here and I reflect on the entirety of our relationship, I do see it really clearly now. And like, I'm not hurt. Like, I was hurt yesterday, but I got over it. I cried and I got over it. I'm more upset, and I feel really used. I feel really taken advantage of, because I was taken advantage of. It sucks. Another story, this is around Coachella time. At this point, we weren't talking. I haven't talked to her in like weeks, like 3 weeks to like months. Like, I can't even fucking keep track. But me and my sister, her boyfriend, my boyfriend, we were going to Coachella weekend 2. And on the way to Coachella, we took 2 separate cars. I'm like 15 minutes away from the Airbnb. I get a phone call from my sister. She's calling me, crying hysterical on the phone, and she's like, my fucking car's on fire, my fucking car's on fire. And her fucking car, a semi-truck rear-ended her at like 70 miles per hour, and it caused her car to explode into fucking flames. Like, literally, like, she had no car anymore. The whole car was burnt to fucking ashes. The only thing left in her car, I have pictures, by the way, the only thing that was left of the car was the structure of the car. Like, the Prindle, bitch, the Prindle was fucking gone. Like, it was burnt. Like, literally everything was burnt. She lost everything. She lost her purse. She lost everything. She tumbled down a fucking mountain. Like, and you know, and like made a U-turn. And I rushed to the emergency room. And when I got there, I started posting on my Instagram. And by the way, my Instagram is one of my platforms that I kind of keep hidden from people. I really only use it for my family, close friends, and the small group of supporters that I have that like really support me, you know, so they follow me on Instagram too. And that's the type of like audience that I have on there. Like, I don't have followers on Instagram. I was posting on there, you know, and the reason why I decided to post all this traumatic shit on my Instagram is because I know that all my family and all my friends are on my Instagram, and I know that they will see that, and so I don't have to copy and paste the same fucking message over and over and over again to different people, especially when you see something so traumatic like this, and this fucking happened to you and your sister, and just, it was fucking insane, you know. And I was posting videos of the fire, I was posting the fucking aftermath of it, I was posting all these pictures, and she watched all of it. She watched all of it, you guys, and she didn't say anything. She didn't say anything. And days go by, and she still doesn't text me. She still doesn't say like, hey, are you okay? Like, is your sister okay? Like, what fucking happened? Like, bro, like, you know, like, that's the reaction that you would expect from your best friend, but I didn't receive any of that. And that was like the final straw for me. After her saying all of that, and I gave her a week to respond to me, to ask me if I was doing okay, like, to ask me if my sister was okay, to ask me if Vanek was okay, like, I didn't get anything. And coming from my best friend, or who I viewed as my best friend, and for her to not say anything, like, bro, like, my boyfriend's friends DM'd me and was like, are you okay? But I couldn't even get a message from my fucking best friend. And so I was really hurt from that. And I was like, you know what, like, we don't even talk anymore. Like, you don't even give a fuck about me, clearly, after watching all that go down and not even saying one fucking word about it. So what's the point? So I hit the block. And she texts me, I'm in class, and she texts me like this long message, and she's like, why did you block me? Like, I don't know what I did to deserve this kind of treatment. Like, what the fuck? Like, I deserve to know like what's going on. And so I text her this really, really long message, and I was really harsh in this message, but I wasn't harsh, like she claims that I was purposely putting her down when all I did was say fact. I come off as harsh sometimes, I can come off as rude, as a bitch a lot of the times, but that's just because I'm straightforward. That's just because I want to get to the fucking point, you know? Like, I don't want to sit here for 5 fucking hours trying to explain to you a point and sugarcoat everything, because that's just not a person who I am. I've grown up with tough love, and I'm gonna give out tough love throughout the rest of my life, because that's what I know and that's who I am and that's my personality. So a lot of the times when she's saying that I'm saying really mean shit to her, it's not even mean, and it's not bullshit either. It's the truth, and most people don't like to hear the truth, and that's the truth. And all I did was give receipts and send receipts of why I was feeling this way and what she could do to change it. I said what needed to be said. I said what no one will fucking tell her. I was like, this is why I blocked you. Basically, I gave her all the receipts and why I was feeling this way and how she's been treating me. And basically, I told her that she was being a shitty friend. And she responds to me and she's like, well, we should have talked about it before you blocked me. And I was like, you know what, like, maybe she's right. Like, she manipulated me back into her fucking life. And so I unblocked her and I followed her again, and we were friends and everything was normal again, you know? We made amends, or at least I thought I made amends with this girl, but apparently not, because weeks go by, everything's normal, we're talking like normal, like, you know, we're sending each other memes again, and all of a sudden she stops texting me. And I think like a week ago I posted on my story that I'm going to Complex Con in Chicago in July, and I posted on my story that for my birthday I got reservations to go eat at Alinea, which is a very famous restaurant, and they're really famous for the sugar balloons. And I'll post a picture of the chef over like here or something, and she like loves the chef or whatever. Like, I knew that already. Like, she really looks up to the chef, and I guess she got jealous, and she messaged it to me, like, you know how you can like DM someone from their story. She messaged it and she was like, you bitch. And that was the last thing I ever heard from her. I didn't see that because I was busy. So I just recently saw it yesterday, right? And I saw that she blocked and unblocked me to get me to unfollow her on Instagram. She unfollowed me on Twitter. I think she unfriended me on Snapchat. And I was like, what the fuck? Like we were literally like normal again. Like, what the fuck happened? And so I text her and I'm like, did you block and then unblock me? Like, I'm literally saying quote what I texted her. I said, did you just unblock and then block me, question mark? And I said, I don't know what I did, but I'm sorry for whatever I did, and I would like an explanation. And like 4 or 5 hours later, she texts me back and she sends me this long ass thing, and it was really like, it was like such like a poorly written fucking message. And it was like fucking, I mean, I can pull it up. I have been thinking a lot about the things you said to me when you were mad at me, and we both know that you said those things with the intentions to hurt my feelings. Like I said before, I said the things I fucking said to benefit you and to help you in the fucking future, because I'm not gonna fucking be there to be your fucking advice guinea pig and to tell you all these little shortcuts in life, because you don't fucking deserve it. Okay? And I was giving her the last fucking advice that I could give her before I leave. And she said, so you definitely think down on me and feel a sense of superiority over me for whatever reason. I don't know where the fuck she even got that from. Like I told you before, like we were good. Like, you know, like I never ever fucking put myself above her. Like I said, I bought her things. I bought her things instead of buying myself fucking things. Like, you know, like it wasn't superiority. It was literally me being protective of her and viewing her as like my little sister. And I kept thinking, oh, maybe I'm too sensitive, but it's not like you were giving me honest, constructive criticism, but had bad delivery. I was giving her step-by-step directions onto how to change her life for the better. And she says that I'm not giving her honest, constructive criticism. Brought blank into it attacking him. We all know why I attacked him. I just don't get it. and I was going to just leave things as is and move on when you blocked me, but with the text you sent me, I couldn't not respond and dissolve everything you said because it was all bullshit. And that line right there triggered the fuck out of me, because she's acting like I manipulated myself back into her life when I initially hit the block and I wanted her out of my life to begin with. And that was really me. That sentence was really me, but she flipped the whole entire script and she put it back onto me. She's saying that she was just gonna move on after I blocked her, but in reality I was in class and I received a text from her saying, what the fuck did I do? Like, I deserve an explanation. And so that's why I texted her. I gave her closure, and she said it wasn't for my closure. It was to say every negative thing you thought about me that you hold in as your last hurrah so you feel better than me. Like, who do you think I am? Like Jesus. She acts like I'm the fucking villain, when in all reality she needs to reread that fucking text message, because I gave her all those receipts and I told her line from line onto why I felt the way I did and why I thought she was a bad friend and why she was never really there for me and why she never cared about me. And throughout this past year, every single time she had a breakdown, even if I was at work, I would hide in the bathroom for like 30 minutes and I would text her and make sure she's okay. And when something happens to me, she doesn't do that. She literally leaves me on red. She will read what I have to say and leave me on red and then respond with something completely different. She won't even say, are you okay now? Or is everything good now? How are you feeling? Are you okay? I have never gotten a text message like that from her this whole entire fucking year, and it's almost the end of the year. I know where I stand in your heart, and I'm sorry you feel that way about me, but it's really hard to think anything you say to me after that is genuine. I am not feeling it, and I think it's best for us to both move on. Perhaps this will give you some light to self-reflect and hold yourself accountable for your actions, because we are both adults and should treat each other as such. Part of being an adult is knowing what's right and wrong, and what you did was just wrong and hurtful. And also, let me just bring up the fact that she fucking sent me this text message literally like a month after this went down. A month after I sent her this apparently really hateful message. And so my response to that was a very long response. Like, I sent this bitch a fucking novel, y'all. Like, I sent this bitch, like, you know, like when you have a text message and it goes into a note? Like, that's what I have right here. And basically, like, I went off because that response to me was completely unreasonable, because it was a month and we were back to normal. You know, we were talking like normal, how we usually do. So I thought we had mended everything. And then a month and a half later, she comes up and she texts me this shit, and it's like, bro, like, if you had a problem with that, like, if you really deep inside you had a problem with anything that I said, you should have voiced it at that specific moment, and you should have told me at that specific moment when I sent out that text, not 1 month later when everything's fine. You're sending me fucking laughing emojis, you're sending me fucking memes. Like, no, like, something obviously came up for her to text this, and I don't know what it is, but I don't really care at this point, because this right here I'm showing you guys is just another fucking way of her manipulating me into thinking I'm the bad person, and for her to get the last hurrah. Like, this isn't about my last hurrah, like, this is about her fucking last hurrah. So basically, my first sentence that I text her is, if you had a problem with my response, you should have told me the day that I sent it. Be like, hey, this is bullshit, and you could have told me that you felt disrespected and all of this, rather than wait, literally have nothing going on between us, and decide to just block me. I didn't even do anything or say anything to you these past few weeks, so I was just confused onto why you blocked and then unblocked me. I thought we mended it. I thought we had mended it because you were acting like normal afterwards. So how was I possibly be able to see that that wasn't enough for you? So in all honesty, I think this response was overdue, and I still will back that up. And I continue to send her receipts onto, like, because she wanted to bring that text message up, I was like, okay, let's bring this text message back up. And I was just repeating the same thing that I said to her, and I said, I think it's reasonable for me to be hurt because you really did hurt me, and for you to say that everything that I said was bullshit, and for her to say that I need to hold myself accountable after her treating me the way that she did for this past 5 fucking years, and I need to be the one that holds myself accountable. Like, they're my friends. Right there is fucking toxic relationship. It's a toxic fucking personality. Someone who constantly manipulates you into thinking you're the fucking bad person, into thinking you're the one who needs to fucking right your wrongs when you're not the one in the wrong. And they constantly try to fucking make you as the villain. They love to use the line, they love to use that accountable line, because they want you to feel like you really did something bad to them, when in reality it's them who needs to confront the actual fucking issue and to hold themselves accountable. And throughout this text message, I'm saying, like, sorry if you took my text message the wrong way, but clearly it's both of us that are in the wrong, honestly. And I was like, if I have to right my wrongs, then you do too, like you know. And like, she said that she wanted to move on, and from there I was like, I agree. Like, okay, then move on. Like, I really don't need this in my life anymore. I don't want this toxic person in my fucking life anymore. So I was just like, okay, I agree. And yeah, and then I brought up the fact that she'd never texted me from that traumatic car crash. And she said, yes, me not messaging you was wrong. However, you posted a very personal event and didn't tell me directly. So you were not reaching out to me for support. You were reaching out to all of your followers for support and reaction. And that line got me right there. Like, that line really set in stone, like, how she thinks of me. Like, she literally thinks I do everything I do to please some type of audience. And that is only half true. It's only half true, because I do this to get fucking paid. Like, this is my fucking job. As I said before, our friendship started off on social media. So, like, from the get-go, like, she already knew what she was getting herself into. But, oh, you posted on your story, so it's not like you weren't talking to me directly, so like I didn't know how to like see if you were okay.
I'll show you the video, but it's all gone. All my shit's gone. I was writing my final paper. It's all fucking gone.
So a tow truck hit you when your car went on fire?
Yeah, in the car in front of me. Oh, it's an ambulance. There's a fire. Yeah, I know. We need to wave them down because you're hurt. Fuck. Ow, my feet. The ambulance is here. My car's on fire. Everything's gone. Everything's completely gone. Oh my god.
Like, to me, that's like such a fucking half-ass apology. Like, that does not even come close. Like, that is fucking degrading, if anything. Like, you see your best friend post something so traumatic like that. Post a car on fucking fire. Like, whole car on fucking fire. Post the ashes of the car. And you never even say, are you okay? How are you doing? How's your fucking mental health? Are you fucking okay? You can't even fucking say that. She couldn't even fucking say that. And so that's what really fucking got me. Like, that really fucking hurt. Because it's true. And I talk to many people, and they say it's true too. And they say that it's okay for you to feel hurt. Because at first I was like, maybe I am just being like dramatic. Because I am a dramatic person. But in this situation, like, it's okay for me to be hurt. It's okay for me to feel the way I fucking feel. And so basically I just wrote her that whole novel saying like everything that she said was offensive. Not only was it a half-ass apology, but literally we both know that everything in that fucking message was bullshit. And after that, she admitted that she was responsible for not putting in enough energy to keep it going too, and she blamed it on work, and basically ended it with pause again. Sorry, I told you guys in the last video that she told me that they were gonna get married and she didn't tell me, but in the last message that I was just reading you guys now, I forgot to mention that she told me that there was no wedding. So she made up this huge intricate lie to make me feel excluded on purpose. She told me a day and a time and a fucking venue on where the fucking wedding was gonna take place, and at the end of it she was like, there is no wedding. So I don't know what that is, but to me, that's a fucking manipulative liar. And like, to just say that at the end, it's like, she asked me in the prior text message, I don't understand why you keep bringing him up. And I told her why I kept bringing him up, because ever since that he came into her life, it has heavily impacted not only her actions, but her actions towards all the relationships that she has. And that's really sad to me. And for someone to choose another person over you like that, even though you did so much for them, it just shows that they like don't fucking care about you, that you're literally a piece of shit trash to them, that you're disposable to them. So I don't want someone like that in my life, and I have come to terms with that already. I just really needed to let that out and share that, because like that's toxic. Like, that's not okay. And I think like stories like mine deserve to be heard, because I'm sure it happens all around the world every single day to a lot of fucking people. And the support that I've gotten on Twitter was so tremendous that I was like, fuck it, like, let's make this fucking video. And I just want to say, if you had the situation happen to you, I really apologize, because I know it hurts and I feel really lonely. Like I told you, like, I don't have a lot of friends. Like, I texted the 2 of my fucking friends that I have, and I told them that I love them and how I'm so glad that they've never treated me this way, and they've always treated me with respect, and I really appreciate them for that. And they've never taken advantage of me, and I've never felt taken advantage of. And I told them that I love them, and that I'm so glad that they're in my life, and that I want to see them again. That was my experience of being in a toxic relationship, but I finally got out of it after 5 years. And I think that if you see the signs that is happening in your friendship with what I just said, it's best for you to leave, because it will help you mentally so fucking well, and you'll be a lot happier in the end. And if you stuck through this whole entire fucking video, I applaud you, and I love you, and I thank you, and just thank you for listening to me. I'm Gremling, or Tatiana, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you. Bye.